If you want to support my channel, check out my book and the links down below, and the plans for my transforming A-frame cabin, one of which we will feature soon right here on the channel. Today's mission, to see and to show you what we can find in 1 hour on the streets in my town. And yes, we found this stupid hat as well. Hope I don't get lice from this hat. All right, quick wardrobe change. This is my church hat here. Bone Church, band plug for those guys. Fantastic, like stoner, doom rock, 70s type stuff. Anyway, today going to show you, I didn't film in quote unquote real time as we went around because I was just in a hurry trying to find a lot of stuff. Time was of the essence and I was kind of lazy. So we found all the stuff today, earlier this morning, my daughter and I, and it took us about an hour and 10 minutes to be honest. So I'm going to show you what we found in so short a time. All right, let me show you what we got as my young entrepreneur assistant cleans up some of the stuff. For starters, we'll look at this. It's a hard shell case, sharper image, carry-on suitcase. Kind of cool. The hard shell ones do sell at a flea market. As with anything, they don't go for as much. But if you find the right buyer on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, something like that can fetch, 20 bucks or so. Hey, be careful, you're going to spray on the other stuff. Not that it matters. Couple generic kind of meh framed art pieces, but these, believe it or not, do sell. This one's of a what is that, Queen Anne's lace or dandelion, something like that. We notice in the back it's from Bed Bath & Beyond. One of those generic looking paintings that I think are usually mass produced by art students in some cases. I don't know, it just looks too generic to me, motel-ish. Here I am making fun of it. It does have a name in it, G. Jaffe. I wish it was Al Jaffe of Mad Magazine fame. I would never part with it then. But these will sell. Not my thing. I'd never hang that at my house. Got a cool frame. It's looks like it's almost wooden or some composite. It's, I don't know, it's not plastic. It's a little heavy. Oh, it's wooden. Heavier duty than that. If anything, keep in mind, for some of you out there, think outside the box, paintings like this, if you really hate them, you can simply pop the canvas out, paint over them, use the cool frame to do something else. I do that all the time and sometimes sell the paintings for like 10 times what I might get for them ordinarily. Cool little mirror and the world's whitest legs over here. Pardon, crotch shot. This is not metal. I wish it were brass or something cool. It's some Indiana company pumped these out. / Chicago, it says on it as well. It's plastic. We notice only afterwards it's got some of the mirror staining here, but this will still sell for a few bucks. I'm happy that we're keeping stuff like this out of the trash, but monetarily not really worth it, because you lug something like this that's delicate, that takes up space to a flea market, you're gonna get what, maybe 3, 4, 5 bucks for it. At the same point, it's trash, money from nothing. Speaking of flea markets, this is beat up from the feet up. This is one of those grocery carts, but a lot of people use them at flea markets, and I've kind of wanted one for a while. I've sold these before. They fold up and you'll get 15, 20, 25 bucks from this one because it's beat up. You won't get much for it. So I think I'm just going to keep it for when I can finally go back to flea markets when things are a little bit safer. Here's a suitcase, vintage one. I didn't look at the make. I'm not going to flip it around yet. Kind of cool looking. I do a lot of graffiti work on these and sell them for much more than they're worth in some cases. I'll show you an example in a second. We have one, I front this band Inverter, that's kind of this metal hardcore-ish band, and we use one of these for our merch case because it turns heads certainly, and that's half the game, bringing people over to your merch area versus the other 14 bands in the bill. Sales displays, you can make these into tables by popping a wooden piece in the bottom, screwing legs underneath. There's a bunch of applications for these, or some people just buy them as is. The inside's a little bit nasty, the fabric, but it's a cool enough piece. I hated to see it thrown away, so I grabbed it. Casio Keyboard, if it works, not sure yet, that will fetch some money. It needs a wipe down. You can get for the decent ones. This is the CT360, a very sought after model. I don't know that, but you can get 50 bucks for those sometimes. This is kind of cool. I didn't know what it was at first, so I grabbed it. I like this archaic looking tools. It's Sears Roebuck made it. I don't know if you can read it there. It's really crusty. It's a charcoal, it's a grill lighter for charcoal. Or you can, like a single serve, you know, cook a hot dog in there, flip it this way. That'd be very unsanitary. But kind of neat. But again, this is the weird stuff. People collect junky, old, bizarre, well built. It's all steel tools. I kind of like this. So this will sell. You might get $4 or $5 at a flea market. This looks like it's I think it's a rolling pin, just missing the sides. But these marble ones are certainly pretty cool. You don't really need the side pins to use them. And the rolling pin I have is garbage when I make things, pies, whatever. I don't like using it. It's a wooden one. And it's porous, so they're not as clean. I don't know. I just felt like I should grab that. This is the money item here. We went on a dead-end street that usually isn't worth going down, and when we went to get one item, this box was kind of faced the other way. I didn't realize what it was. Had I not gotten out of the car for an item that was like half worth it, it might have been the suitcase, I can't recall, I wouldn't have seen this. And it still has the dust cover and everything. It's a vintage white sewing machine. This table here, I wasn't excited about at first, and I was going to pass on it. My daughter urged me to grab it because it's pretty vintage, throwback, mid-century modern looking. It actually had a little cradle box that was plastic that went in there that had a fake floral display, but it was so sun faded and nasty and old that I left that piece. This is a cool table, big thick glass sheet that's almost eggplant shaped that sits atop that frame. The only problem, didn't see till later, is right there. There's a tiny nick in the edge, and that ticks me off, because to find a pane of glass like this, not easy. To get a replacement cut, not cheap. I do a lot of woodworking and build tree houses for a living. I'm working on one right now for a family. This is just a piece of oak trim, which a stupid piece of trim like this is several bucks at Home Depot. So anytime I find even little pieces of wood like that, I grab them, because after a while they do add up. A couple bulletin boards in great shape. Those will sell probably both together for 15 bucks, 20 bucks maybe. It depends. They're good sized ones. They're almost 4 feet in height. And let's see what's in here. I've not honestly looked in here yet. So this I had out of the box before. Cool thing about this, United Aircraft Products. Aircraft company made this, UAP, Dayton, Ohio. It's aluminum, so there's some value in the metal alone. I use these from mixed media, found art, sculptural projects. Actually, there's a robot thing looming in the background, and Captain America in my outdoor work studio. Some old recycled lamps. A lot of things you might have seen in past videos. That could be used, but more so sold at a flea market for like $1 or $2. Kindling for the fire. Just directions. Vacuum accessories. I just grab this box. Sometimes it's easier to grab the box and look through it later than it is to sort through it on the road, because you might find cool stuff like this. Pyrex. Boom. Alright, it's not all vintage Pyrex, but it's a pie plate, and these are expensive and useful, and I might just keep that myself. So that's a score right there. Multiple. More Pyrex. Heck yeah. Another one. Kind of has a little frilly, what's that pattern? Just undulating, whatever. Pattern on it. Is it? Oh, Anchor Hocking. Also a good brand. As I do more and more of this flea market stuff, you start to learn a lot about stuff you just didn't care about before. To find out it's worth money. Nice whisk. These are all like 50-cent dollar items. I put in the bin at flea markets. A basting brush. I actually need one of those, so I might just keep that. There's just more Pyrex. Yep, that's a big boy. That's heavy. It's a, let's see, usually they say the size in it. It's 18 inches, 10 by 18. I'm trying to read through it backwards and upside down. Big Pyrex casserole dish. That's worth something. Baking pan. Most of this is just garbage. Goes back to the streets. A couple wooden tools, rubber spatula, rubber scraper, if you will. I have too many of those already. I do Pampered Chef, another one. I do quite a bit of baking, but you can bundle that stuff and sell it. Oh, little forky thing, technical term. And it's just looking for a brand name. Big tray here. That will sell. find a lot of kitchen stuff. So you can lump that together, and a lot of people who are just getting started, new couples, college students, whatever, we don't want to buy all the stuff new. God bless them. You can sell this stuff too and bundle it together. If anything, you know, in stainless or aluminum, some of that stuff's worth some money. Miniature football field goals. These are for rotisserie or for picking up a chicken or hurting people. I don't know. I'm not really sure. See, I cook, but I don't cook that much. And any goodies in here. Yeah, this thing. And that looks like it's it. I should actually look up, for the heck of it, I should look up these vacuum accessories, because as I found recently with a Lane cedar chest key, because people lose them all the time, it was worth like 15 bucks. Sometimes the accessories, people lose these all the time for a Dyson vacuum, which is expensive. Sometimes those go for money. So it's always worth looking up stuff. Let's see what they bought. Men's hosiery. Men's neckwear. Soft separates. Hanes hosiery. What's the date on here? 2005. Macy's, Brockton. Macy's is not there anymore. That's kind of sad. That's the town next to me. So there you go. Everything gets listed. Everything gets used. Everything gets sold. The box goes into the fire over there with the first act guitar. No, I'll sell that stupid thing. And that's not a bad haul for about an hour and 10 minutes of looking on trash day in my town. 50% of the stuff will sell pretty fast. The rest of it will take a while to sell, and the stuff that doesn't sell goes to the flea market, where eventually it sells as well. And that which doesn't sell goes back on the streets for someone else to take, because someone else probably has a use for it, I hope. Thank you guys for joining Thrifty Old Me yet again. I'm Deke, RelaxShacks.com. Please hit subscribe. Check out some of the other videos and favorites we have under the Street Side Finds, Thrifting, Roadside, Grabbing category, and we will see you later.